Good morning. What we're going to do today is just kind of wrap the week up. The best tips that I can have for you is to stay organized and check Schoology often. Y'all actually have been doing a great job. I'm so proud of how you all have stayed online and tried to make sure that you're getting your work done. It's an adjustment for all of us, and I know that some of you have, siblings in the house. So I just am really proud of those of you who've managed to make it work. Some of us are still getting there, so make sure that you're keeping a list of things to do each day. Put the list by your computer so that you know what time you need to be online. Next week, I will have some tutoring sessions on Zoom. So just like I had tutoring after school, now everyone can ask questions, because as we get into new content, you're going to want to do that. So today what I'm going to do is give you something to add to your notes for page 4. This is doing the same thing that we were doing, multiplying binomials together, but it's just a different method. Instead of using FOIL, we're going to use the box method. And then you can choose which method you want to use. So let's look at these two binomials, x plus 11 times x minus 2. This is kind of like the Punnett square. And so we're going to do a 2 by 2 square, and we're going to put these binomials on the outside of the square. So we're going to start with x plus 11, and then across the top, x minus 2. So remember, with the Punnett square, you just multiply the side by the side. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 2, negative 2x. 11 times x, 11x. And 11 times negative 2 is negative 22. So then what we're going to do is add our like terms together. So the like terms are always going to be these two terms right here if everything's in descending order. So now we can add up what we have. We have x squared, and then our like terms, 11x plus negative 2x is 9x minus 22. Let's try another one. So once again, we're going to put the terms on the outside, the binomials on the outside. So 2x and negative 3, 4x and positive 2. Now we'll multiply. 2x times 4x is 8x squared. Don't forget the square, because x times x is x squared. 2x times 2, 4x. 4x times negative 3, negative 12x. And negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Add like terms. So that's 8x squared. Negative 12x plus 4x, negative 8x minus 6. You try one. Pause the video here. Okay, so in this one I need to draw a box, but I don't have a box. 6a minus 1 and a plus 5. Now multiply. 6a times a is 6a squared. 6a times 5 is 30a. Negative 1 times a is negative a. And negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Add like terms. 6a squared. Negative a plus 30a is 29a minus 5. Now let's look at, so far we've been multiplying two binomials together, which is going to be the most common type of problem. But sometimes you'll see a binomial times a trinomial, and we can do that two ways. So we're going to do that first with just the multiplying method. And it's not really FOIL because we're not going to use FOIL, but it's the same concept. So I'm going to start with the x, and I'm going to multiply the x by everything in the parentheses. So x times x squared is x cubed. X times 3x, 3x squared. X times negative 2, negative 2x. Now, vertically, I'm going to go with the 2 times everything in the parentheses. So 2 times 2x is, x squared is 2x squared. I'm going to line that up underneath its like term so we can add vertically. 2 times 3x is 6x, and 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Now we can add vertically. X cubed plus 5x squared plus 4x minus 4. So I did that just through multiplication. Now let's do it with the box method. So I'm going to erase that. If any point I'm going too fast, just pause the video to get what you need. So now we're going to use a box method. Well, we notice we've got a binomial times a trinomial. So the box that I'm going to draw is going to be a 2 by 3. So I'll put the binomial on the left. So that's x and a positive 2. The trinomial will go across the top. Now I can multiply. So x times x squared, x cubed. X times 3x, 3x squared. X times negative 2, negative 2x. 2 times x squared, 2x squared. 2 times 3x, 6x, and 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. So we want to look for like terms. When we look for like terms, the x squares are like terms, and the x's are like terms. Now we can add everything together. So x cubed, 2x squared plus 3x squared is 5x squared. 6x minus 2x is 4x, and then the negative 4 is by itself. Everything's in descending order. Remember, descending order means we look at the exponents. This first term is a third degree, second degree, first degree, 0 degree. Now you try one. I don't care which method you use, either method works. So pause the video. Okay, I'm going to use the box method on this. So n and 7, n squared, negative n, plus 2. So that's n cubed. N times negative n is negative n squared. N times 2 is 2n. 7 times n squared is 7n squared. 7 times negative n is negative 7n. And 7 times 2 is 14. Circle the like terms and add it up. So that's n cubed, 7n squared, and negative n squared is positive 6n squared. Negative 7n plus 2n is negative 5n plus 14. Now, when you see, you know what? Never mind. I don't need to do that. Okay. That one either. Okay, so let's just do a checklist real quick of where you should be. You should have already done Z4 and Z5. Actually, you should have done all of them. I've already put Z4 and Z5 in the grade book. Next, you had to do Y2 and Z6. I'll be putting those in the grade book today. Z8 and Z9, I'll be putting those in the grade book today. And listen, it's more than just getting the grade. It's important because you've got to have the practice. We're not together every day, so I can't monitor if you're practicing or not. These concepts, multiplying binomials is a really big concept. Double check your binder to see if you have 4 pages of notes, and it should be up to date What I gave you today, the box method, goes with page 4. So make sure you just put that with page 4. And then, did you do the flip grade assessment? For those of you who did not do that, number one, you had to write it on paper. The directions were clear. And then you had to hold it up in front of the camera. There was some difficulty. I understand that. I really, really am proud of the people who had difficulty, but they worked really hard to, communicate with me, get it videoed in a different way besides Flipgrid, and get that video to me quickly. It's really important when we have technical difficulties that you communicate with me, not hours later, but right then, immediately, because once I close a window on something, then you're going to have to do something else to get that assessment in. So please, you've done an awesome job this week, but we just got to work out some kinks. So you've got to communicate with me. If you're not communicating with me, I'm going to start contacting parents. I already have. So I love you. I miss you. I miss seeing your faces. I miss being in the classroom with you. So I hope that we can Zoom some so I can see you. All right. So just get all your work done for the week, and I love you, and have an awesome weekend, and I will see you again Monday.